Now, the petition now has more than 5,300 signatures. WTXL ABC 27's Jade Balexa joins us now in the studio with more on local efforts to stop tragedies like this from happening. Jade?
Paulo, thank you. And joining me now is Meg Baldwin, the executive director of the Refuge House. And Meg, thanks so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me, Jade.
And you all teamed up with the Leon County Sheriff's Office to bring the Invest program here in Leon County, making the announcement back a couple months ago.
Right.
Tell us about the results you all have seen so far.
Well, as you mentioned, we launched in June the partnership between Leon County Sheriff's Office and Refuge House to again provide more intensive services and law enforcement intervention for victims whose situations are screened to be at a high risk of domestic violence fatality, where the victim may lose her life to domestic violence. And after a little bit more than 2 months now of operating the partnership, we've identified over 100 survivors of domestic violence who seem to match that profile of living in a situation that presents that high-risk situation, with Leon County Sheriff's Office and Refuge House following up then with those survivors to provide that higher level of services and response as a result.
How do you go about identifying those domestic violence victims?
It's really just it's a tremendous program. Leon County Sheriff's Office has trained all of their responding deputies to ask a series of questions of each and every domestic violence victim where there's a report of domestic violence made, to which the Sheriff's Office responds. So in every domestic violence response, these questions are asked by the deputy. And if a victim responds yes to any of these questions, then the victim is considered to be at an elevated risk of death. To follow up in those situations, the victim is asked if she'd like to talk to our advocate at our hotline right away on the scene. So instead of the deputy, as is often the case, taking the complaint and leaving the scene at that point,
they're right there.
The victim is immediately offered additional services, both by Refuge House and by the responding officer himself or herself.
Okay.
Then within 24 hours, a Refuge House advocate and specially trained deputies and investigators at the Leon County Sheriff's Office consult on each and every domestic violence report to further screen in additional cases where either the detectives or our advocates believe that there's a higher risk of fatality for those additional cases.
And real quick, Miss Meg, tell me the number in case people need help. Tell me the hotline number folks can call.
Give us a call at 681-2111. That's the Refuge House hotline. And any woman who is watching right now who fears that she may be at risk of abuse, is fearful of her partner, is wondering what to do next, a good next step is to call that number, 681-2111. Our advocates are there 24/7, and we can help her with safety planning and some thinking through of next steps.
Thank you so much, Ms. Baldwin, for coming on.
Thank you.
And Paula, we're going to turn things back to you.